the new Modelo. That's what's up. That's what's up. I see.
Okay.
That's
No party.
That's nice. That's your girl.
Oh, girl. Hey, Pam. Hey, Matt.
I just want to know one thing. You ready?
Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
Always lying to me. You're lying so much.
Here.
You're making it hard for me. Every time you tell me something, I figure that you're lying. Oh, it's almost like you're faking. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know you're lying, but you sound excited, and you know that I know that you're lying. Oh, girl,
You're lying.
People lying to you.
Go puppy. Go puppy. Where's the head? Oh, one meat.
Now, girl, I know you fibbing. Oh, you know you can't help it. You know what I wanna know. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Hey,
Stop fucking lying. Always lying to me. Too much. Lying so much.
Hey, Michael.
You making it hard for me. Baby, you don't stop.
You don't stop lying. I'm gonna turn it
Why
down.
you always lying?
It's not hard. Oh, wait, no, they're not. It's a minute.
Stop fucking lying. Always lying to me. And it's false lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah. I love when you lying like that.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Oh, and there's reverb in it here. Oh. Okay, there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh dear.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Happy
Hey.
Friday. I know we told you we wouldn't be back, but
We back.
we back.
Oh, what's the song that she would always sing? Guess who's back?
Oh God.
Back again. Snarker's back. Tell a friend. Oh, Pam's upset.
Yeah, she's a little unhappy tonight.
She was in there. I had a little discussion with Matt in the mod DMs in mod mail. And then he said, then I told him he has small dick energy, and then he accused me of sexual harassment.
Right. He would know.
Hey, Guava, Benderboo, and Marie. Getting better at this.
Right here. Eat
Oh, I
something
have to eat.
online.
Oh, I had dinner before the live like a normal person.
I know, but you still have to eat. It's part of the live thing.
Okay. You got it.
Okay.
In it to win it. Hi, everybody. How's it going? You know, today was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I had a great time today.
The way that I screamed, and first of all, we didn't even see. Like usually, big T like that comes to us first, and we're like, "Oh my God, post it," or "I'll post it for you." But it just kind of happened. Mom was going upstairs to the bathroom, and I started screaming like I fell or I hurt myself.
Somebody came in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way
She was like, what? I'm like, they found where she works.
I thought she had retired.
I thought she was retired too.
I thought she was spending all her time growing her garden, feeding her chickens, playing Monopoly. I mean, all the things that a retired person does.
Vacation.
Vacation. Yeah.
None of that.
I'm retired. I don't do any of that shit. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. If you want to change your name to your Reddit name, I mean, at this point, who fucking cares? The most you can do is block you from her Lemonade Liquors page. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which doesn't matter because all the rest of us are on that page. We'll share.
I'm sorry. I keep moving you. I'm sorry. This part I'm not good at. The whole thing.
Well, you're supposed to throw stuff down and stomp off because it doesn't working the way you think it should.
Okay.
And then yell at me. I'll say, "Do you want to want me to
Okay,
stop?"
ready?
Right.
Okay. Oh, I hate it. The crinkling.
Well, everyone, just hold on here. Tracy will be back in just a minute. Tracy, are you going to come back?
No!
So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
She's having one of those days.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel bad a little bit for the people that have to live with her. Because she is throwing a fit. And it's gonna be everyone else's fault, and
Right.
and she's gonna project, and she's gonna punish everyone in that house. Yeah, she's working. Samantha, we found out that she's working at a school. I won't say it in the live, it's in the Reddit.
In elementary school.
And first of all, if you are so scared of stalkers, why would you knowingly take a picture that, with your team that is going to be posted on the internet?
Right. Why would you do that?
If
you were scared for your kid's life, your life, you had to move another state away and hide with a backdrop and then hide some more and then lose your business so that you can truly hide, change your name.
Yeah.
Why would you do all that? Why would you do that?
Well, because everything that she does is a lie. She's just more embarrassed about where she's working and that she is working.
Right.
Not
That's
where she's working.
thing.
Not saying that, teachers are a valuable resource and a valuable, position. Obviously, we all believe the children are future, R.I.P. Whitney, right? But
is it going to be that kind of an evening?
it always is that kind of evening. What are you talking about? Who do you think married your son?
All right. Okay.
Okay, so, well, let's just go over the piping hot tea of today.
Right, and then we'll get into what we actually called you all here for.
Yes. So she had the toe point going on. She's a second grade teacher or teacher's assistant. I have no idea. It's Florida. Who knows what goes on down there? Every state is different when it comes to requirements of their teachers.
But they should be able to spell, I would think, but,
Yeah.
you take what you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of weird people on tonight, but that's okay. Because we already know that Pam and Matt are watching. Hi. And, actually we are good at ignoring you because we know that we're fucking mad. You are so mad. I'm sorry. We're not the ones that lie.
Right. I know where I work, and so do you, Pam.
Yes.
But I don't have to hide it.
No. Why are you hiding this? So yeah, how many new co-workers are watching this live? That's what I want to know.
If so, welcome. Be sure and go to the Reddit and read up. So you have things to chat with Pam about, on Monday during the lunchtime.
Yeah, go into all of the ones where she's yelling at people about how she doesn't have money and everything. Anyway, so this whole lemonade liquors thing, she had this whole farce of she quit the boutique, she sold it, not because she's a failure, no. Even though she's been failing and dropping down drastically since the height of COVID.
Wildly successful.
Successful,
yeah.
Right? But, how many times has she cried to try to ask for people to drum up sales, guilt selling? There was one live sale, she's like, I'm not trying to guilt you into buying stuff, but.
Well, the one where she talked about the baby in the Louis Vuitton box buried in the backyard of her father-in-law's place. And somebody in the Reddit that Matt was reading said, oh, you're trying for sympathy sales. And Pam said, yeah, I hope I get sympathy sales. Okay, well.
Oh, really?
All right.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. If it was me, I wouldn't have said anything about, first of all, I wouldn't have done any of that. Because let's say I lost my mind, and I did. I would not say anything about sympathy sales. If Matt said, I said, oh my gosh, I don't want anybody to buy anything. I'm just telling you what has happened, how upsetting it makes me, instead of, yeah, I want sympathy sales. Because that's what she's doing.
All the time.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. So even though that wasn't a very wildly successful tactic because the bitch had to sell her business for whatever change that she needed to get in order to
get her hair done.
Get her hair and nails done for the first day of work, which now we know for sure she's working. and you're not retired. And that's the thing. There's no shame in working a 9 to 5.
Not
I
at
work
all.
a 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 5 plus my side hustle. Mom's boss works a 9 to 5.
Yes, well, yeah, he does.
Well, no, he works a lot though.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
amazing. But
Mhm.
I digress. You know, a lot of people in America work a 9 to 5. But hey, you know, no shame in that. But it's the fact that, Pam, you lead your cult to believe that you are bucks up, rich, footloose and fancy free,
Retired.
living your best life. What was the quote she said earlier today? This is, you know, grateful, the GREAT, full,
Grateful.
right?
Mhm.
When you wake up and you realize that you're living your best life, right? So you mean to tell me that you went from selling $40 million in your wildly successful boutique? That wasn't the dream. The dream was to move in the middle of the night to the toilet house that Guava Lane LLC bought. And yes, that is not okay. The IRS will look into, especially if you were reported to the IRS before, we get bumped to the top of the list, and they actually email me back for more information. So I hope that settles well with you. Anyway,
She will rue the day.
yes. So, you know, yes, spelling bee Jan. I wonder how much it was sold for. Probably not a lot because you're working, bitch. But anyway, as I said, no shame in the working game. But you were trying to portray the fact that you sold bucks up, everything's great, you fell upwards, and then now we find, and you're retired at 38, which is funny because we had, when Matt and them found out that we knew that they were selling the business, he came in under a Reddit
Buzz.
name called BuzzFed PhD or Buzz PhD, saying that I'm an insider, I have information, you know, they're gonna sell, the business sold, blah blah blah, right? Whatever. So he was trying to refute that.
Because you were gonna retire.
Yeah, because you were retired. And then when people were arguing with that guy, he was like, I don't know these people. I'm retired at 38. Doesn't she love to like repeat numbers like that? We only have 6 sales,
Right.
6 people that bought,
Right.
super huge chances, $540,000.
Most liars do that so that they can remember. It becomes ingrained in their head, so then they remember. That's why they use the same numbers over and over, same stories over and over, or they get a story from someone else.
And she does that a lot. Yeah. So, you know, we talked to somebody else today where it was the exact melanoma story that she took.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mhm.
We also have some more text messages.
Yeah.
That'll be tomorrow. I hope you're ready for that, Pam.
It's a
And
Saturday.
It's Saturday. Yay, Saturday.
Yeah, because Matt makes an appearance in the text messages too. It's pretty
Even more so because,
Yeah.
you know, he had authority to discipline these women and then also watch them change.
Mhm.
That's sexual harassment, not what you were talking about when I said you had small dick energy today. Nah. What you did was actual sexual harassment. So, anyway, just wanted to clear that up. So it's not the fact that you have a job, it's the fact that you're trying to lie and say that you're retired and then promote it to these people that you're having and holding for whatever reason. Because we know you're planning to grift them too, right? Eventually.
Something's coming.
Something's coming because we know that you abandoned that Pregnancy Baby and Beyond group for LuLaRoe. You advertised the LuLaRoe group in there and then abandoned that. You did the same thing to JJ Ray. So, you know, we're just waiting for you to come up with another MLM because you have no skills aside from lying. And you're even bad at that, bitch. Oh my God.
Well, you're lying about the wrong things. That's why. Yeah.
So, you know, when you're dumb and then you try to say that you're being stalked or whatever, and you got Collier County Schools to take your name off of whatever minutes of a meeting, but then you pose for a picture that you know is going to be online on the public school's public webpage. What the fuck did you think was going to happen, stupid? You're fucking stupid. And I love that for you. And it's just so funny. I love that it wasn't from us too.
Right.
Because now you can't say that we are
stalking you.
Yeah, or we're the mastermind. She tried to say we were masterminds. We are very talented.
Well, I know.
But not that talented. Well, but not that talented. It's just, you know what it was, Pam and Matt? You just pissed off so many people. So much so to a point that they remember and they kept looking to see if there was a snark group for you. And when one was finally created,
They all
they
came.
flocked. And I hope that makes you feel good. It makes me feel great.
We talked to most of the angels, so
A lot of them.
yeah, and
We know all about the mass exodus
Mhm,
of a few angels, a handful of angels.
mhm,
We know that you didn't have OSHA standards in the warehouse.
mhm.
You know, and all of this to be said, you're a fucking liar. And now, not only do we know where you live,
You know where you work.
we know where you work.
I hope that settles well with you.
And we're not going to do anything about it. It's just hilarious to us. You know what I'm saying?
What would we do? You know,
Nothing.
why would we do that? Why would we want to ruin you?
Yeah.
Quote unquote, ruin you.
You
We
did
would-
that
we
all on
don't.
yourself.
That's right. You're doing a fabulous job.
Yeah, and look at you now. Well, at least this job is making her have hygiene.
You would hope.
I hope. Remember, I told you I don't know if people smell from visual, like on a screen, but from what I know, at least she straightened her hair every day. She wore jeans, dudes,
Yeah,
and green.
right. Two things she hates.
She looks.
So that's a
I can
step.
understand why she hates green, because she looked horrible.
The green's not really her color.
It's not her color. It is not her color. But, oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and the side part. So, we were just making a little bit of a celebration that when we found that it was hilarious. She's not retired. Retired from what? Retired from lying naked on the couch, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she's dressed in school.
in school. And let's talk about her being a second grade teacher. I wonder if Sassy
Is in the
tested
second
into
grade.
the second grade. And wasn't he supposed to be going into fourth grade, according
According to all her bragging, he
Mhm.
was a fourth grader.
And then MJ was supposed to go into sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
I wonder if he's still in that same school if he tested into fifth. Well,
Well-
the world will never know.
Well, the world will know because somebody will find out because it's just the way it is.
Oh yeah. You can't hide anymore, honey.
Okay, let's get on with the next subject because this is
Yeah.
my favorite.
Okay, yes.
So let's talk about why they're living in Florida, why Matt is living in Florida, why he's working in Florida.
Mm.
Let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
All right, so Matt went to work on near his 18th birthday. Some say 7 days after his 18th birthday, some say right on his 18th birthday. He started working for the Department of Defense. Not exactly true. He was a few years short of that because he didn't work for the Department of Defense until he went and started actually working for the Department of Defense. The gym doesn't cover,
Yeah.
right? It's not a Department of Defense thing. Matt has an AA in general studies because he was going to go on and do exercise physiology. So the live that he did in the green sports bra,
Which had very good support for his cup size.
yeah, matter of fact, I was going to,
It almost made me buy it.
right, because
I mean, it
they're about the
lifts-
same size,
It lifted and separated.
right? Which I'm in dire need of. But he, on that live, he talked about how he was this wonder kid. He was in charge of everything at the gym, teaching military members how to pass their PRT. Military members learn what they have to do and learn about the PRT when they are in boot camp or plebe summer or anywhere except over there at the gym on base. Matt claims he trained them all. Mage trained them, and he's 18. He's training no one. And so when we brought that up, when we found out about that, because it was on his LinkedIn, totally public, Matt came into the group, the old group, and posted to us about how he got the job at Boeing and got a straight across transfer as a 12. And then, as proof that he did train military members, he posted two little lovely certificates that probably picked up at some teacher store, or I don't know, who knows where. But they
Photoshop
were
or PowerPoint.
right. They were just certificates of appreciation, and that was his proof that that's what he did. All that's bullshit. He didn't do it. Then he transferred up to the paint shop, which he's painting, as he'll tell you. He was painting anything that had to do with the engine. I'm sure.
Or anything, whatever they
They needed painting over there, sandblasted and painted. And he was the lead one.
The lead one.
The one, yes. You say the lead, I read the lead, but whatever. Whatever. And that's, I don't believe that's true either, because I don't think he was the only one in that position. However, then he went and did, it was a buyer, which is what my son was, a buyer. So in that little missive that Matt wrote, he said I got the same job as Kyle, maybe at that time. But my Kyle is not is not a buyer anymore.
He
He got promoted. But of course, Matt told Kyle he didn't put in for that job.
Mm-hmm.
Intimating that because Matt didn't put in for that job, that if he had, Kyle wouldn't have gotten the job.
That was in his congratulations call to my husband, by
Right.
the way. You're a
For the
fucking
promotion.
asshole, you fucking dick.
Yes, Tracy. But anyway, so he does that. We have the pandemic.
Oh, how would he go from a paint shop to a buyer?
Well,
Nepotism.
his mom worked out there, and so did his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Matt probably got the job at the gym, and then got moved into where he was in the offices.
Because he didn't have to interview for those jobs. The first interview that he ever had to have, that he admitted to people at base, was when he was trying to go for other jobs outside.
Right. So probably his very first interview he ever really had was with Boeing, or with, any other, over in Hawaii, in those offices, maybe. But I'm not convinced that he ever had a job offer in Hawaii. He has nothing to offer, but that's later on. So when the pandemic hit, and everybody was gone, as you know, everybody had to stay out. Matt began to worry about what kind of a job he was going to be getting, because he couldn't come back up here.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided that he would he finally ended up getting an internship job, but not before he whined and cried all over LinkedIn about how he couldn't get it. He'd get an interview, but he'd never hear back. It's been a long time since I've looked for a job, but I know that if I kept applying, interviewing, or not hearing anything back, it's probably not qualified.
I should probably tweak my resume.
Right, I should probably figure that out, but because it means something, but he didn't. So he's not going to work. Pam is on all the lives talking about Matt working, what he's doing, mad at everybody because people are questioning, how can this guy not work but claim he's working?
Mm-hmm.
And she is claiming, oh yeah, we love the benefits, we love how much he makes, that's why Matt's kept his job.
LuLaRoe tried to get him to quit.
Okay, right, she said that a couple of times, like LuLaRoe asked her, people would ask her, why doesn't Matt quit? And you guys, just totally devote your lives to LuLaRoe. Imagine how much money you would make. And she would say, well, we can't, because Matt loves his job and they love him. Except that he never went in. Last February, after being an intern for a year, they're just continuing to not work.
Collecting a check,
a bonus. You still get bonus. So we got bonus checks while he's not working, while he's painting Pam's nails, or rubbing her back, or scratching her hair,
putting
whatever.
those ugly UFO saucer light
In the
fixtures.
swamp.
Remember, there was one live where he had a polo shirt to try to pretend that he was working, but then he said in that live, oh, what I was doing all day, I was working on the house.
That's right.
he was still supposed to be working for the DOD,
but
but he admitted on the live
that he wasn't.
that he wasn't, and that's when I hashtagged in the OG group, "This is time theft."
Right. And then every time that Matt was alive, which was most days
During the day.
during the daytime,
Mhm.
either at noon, around lunchtime, he and the Duke would do a live. Or Matt would do a live by himself at night. Late. He works 2 hours from Charleston.
And he's supposed to be in there.
Right.
He was
And he-
supposed to report back then.
Right. And he didn't report because he did not have a remote, what did we call
He didn't
it?
have a telework agreement.
Telework agreement.
Mhm.
But he's still working teleworking. He's still in Myrtle Beach or Hawaii or Europe or Florida, Disney World, Disneyland, Las
Everywhere
Vegas,
except for the
everywhere
Charleston Air
except-
Force Base.
Right, everywhere except Charleston. They even drove to Charleston to eat.
And he still didn't go into work.
Still didn't go to work. So in February, they'd had enough of that. And Matt was found out, we're pretty sure, Matt, this is all allegedly from a very good source. Matt was called into work and was told
Something.
something. And he resigned.
Mhm.
According to Pam, he resigned. Which we know you can resign in lieu of firing.
Mhm.
If they're investigating you, they'll give you an opportunity, hey, you can either resign and be able to put that on your resume, or we can fire you and you put that on your resume, whichever is up to you. So Matt chose to be fired.
Right.
Chose to resign.
Mhm. Right. But they will always say to their dying day that it wasn't a choice between being fired or resigning. They are, of course, grateful, GREAT, for the life they live now, because this is exactly what they wanted. He actually was dreaming, his dream as a little boy was to not work. Okay, let me explain to you about the DOD, working for the DOD. And when you work for the federal agencies, the DOD is called varsity, okay? Because the DOD is the Department of Defense is the only department that is not affected by furlough. So every time you have seen September, Congress can't make an agreement, the budget, whatever, the government shuts down, federal employees are worried because possible furlough, yada, yada, yada. The Department of Defense is like, okay, well,
We don't care. We have our money. We're taking care
the
of it.
mission still continues,
'Cause
right?
It's for the military.
Right. So we never have to worry about that. So it's called varsity. And then when you're working for the department, for any government of the agency, any agency of the government, okay, and you go there for the benefits.
Mhm.
That's the big show, right? So you work there for a certain amount of time. I believe it's 15 years within the department.
The same department.
Right? Then you get tenured,
Mhm.
and not only do you get your 401k, you get it, the matching of the TSP becomes vested, right? You also get a pension. Who here still gets a pension? Not me. My husband does now because he's vested. Sorry, Matt. So you get your pension, and you get lifetime insurance, not for just you, but your whole family. But, so that's what staying with the government, staying with the DOD would have meant for Matt, right? But he's trying to tell us that that wasn't his dream. He willingly gave that up so that he can make $63,000 a year gross on the county level. And the county is not the same
Guaranteed.
as federal. The county, you can't work overtime. And we will come back to overtime.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
The county level is not vested the way, and every state's different. The county depends on federal dollars.
No, it says on
Some
state
dollars and
state taxes, and some federal.
some
Yeah.
federal,
Yeah.
okay? So, but So you need to tell me, Matt, that you decided that the cush job that you didn't even have to interview for in New Jersey, that provided you gravy of 6 figures. And I can say 6 figures because GS12 salary, yes, Pam, it's transparent. It's on the OPM page, okay? It's on the OPM page, not only the base salary, but your locality pay.
And steps.
And steps. And in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area, we are one of the highest locality pay. And your, Matt, I know you tried to make sure that you still kept the locality pay. That's why you snuck off to South Carolina. You were still getting paid New Jersey salary in South Carolina. That's a no-no. So, what is this? Disney Snackies is greater than lifetime pension insurance according
That's
to Pam.
true.
Exactly.
That's very true.
Exactly. You know she can't spell OPM. I love you guys. Oh my God. Okay, so but you're trying to tell me that your dream that you're grateful for, GREAT, is that you left that aside, full benefits, full life insurance, for your, not for you, but your family pension. You gave that up because this is your dream here in Orange Tree, California, in the toilet house that Guava Lane LLC bought.
Well, before that though, Matt apparently interviewed for us in the sheriff's.
The Myrtle Beach Bike Police.
And he apparently would have gotten that job if it hadn't been for somebody in the Reddit group calling CPS. All that I just said is bullshit. All of it. Because, first of all, CPS is not the person who called. Second, something about drug test. I mean, that whole lie was just a bundle of
Drug test, lie detector test.
Right, a lie detector test. We're unsure what happened, but I can pretty much guarantee you that Matt did not get a job as a cop. He would not have been able to pass the background check. So that whole thing is just another fiction that Pam has thought up in her empty little head.
To explain and spin it.
Right. So was that your dream job, Matt, to be a cop?
A polo wearing bicycle cop with a little helmet.
And black shoes with black socks. That's what you dreamt of? Okay. All right.
Yay, dream big.
That's right. But that didn't matter because that dream didn't come true.
It didn't.
And so now you're in Florida, working a 9-to-5 job. Your wife is working a probably 8 to 3, maybe 3:30 job. Your kids are now in school. You're barely able to put money together to be able to go to Disney World on vacation.
And Sassy needs to order the kids' steak on the kids'
Right.
Joey's eat for free Mondays at Outback. That's the fucking dream right there. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah. I mean, if that is your dream, more power to you, great. But why do you lie about your dream?
Because we know that's not.
It's not what's happening.
No, that's not your dream. This is what ended up because of your poor choices. And remember in that lie, when you're wearing that bra, you were like looking out into the distance, 1,000-yard stare, and being like, it's really funny how the choices that you decide to make change the outcome of how you think your life is going to be like.
Yeah. It broke my heart when
It did it for
when
me.
we watched that.
It did it for me because fuck you. I hate you.
I felt bad, but it doesn't matter because you did this to yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And the whole thing, and then, you know, going back to, okay, so when they were here in South Carolina.
No, we're here in New Jersey.
Oh, no, when they were in South Carolina.
Okay.
And they moved down there, and then the federal government called everybody back.
Oh, yeah.
Pam had told Angels that, you know, Matt's probably going to have to quit his job.
That's right.
Because they're wanting him back. But this is where the nepotism and his entitlement comes in. He said, but it's okay. She said, but it's okay because his brother got a promotion and he's just going to make sure that that's taken care of and he can work from home.
It worked out well.
It didn't. Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Sarcastically, it worked out very well because, you know.
His brother basically said,
no.
no. That's not what my job is
Why
for.
why would anybody, I mean, even if my sister asked me to put my career, my family's livelihood on the line to do something for them, no, hell no,
Mhm.
hell no,
Mhm.
right? So that's one thing. So that didn't work out, obviously. So now they're in South Carolina and Matt's scrambling.
Looking for a job, calling. If you look, he's
You look at
wants
his
to go to
LinkedIn.
Hawaii. Oh, and Pam they did go to Hawaii to look at houses.
Yeah, they did.
She,
But I think that was a manic thing
I do too.
because I think he lied to her.
And said that
he
he
probably
gotten
he probably applied for jobs in Hawaii and got like something your resume was just, your application was received and was moved forward to the next
whatever.
step,
Mhm.
and he took that as, oh, we got a job.
Because he never applied for jobs before. He didn't understand that that's not how the real world works.
Yeah, I guess that's why he hates his brother. I would think so.
I would think so. Well, one of the reasons why.
But and that's why his brother has integrity. They don't.
Right.
So,
that's exactly right. That's
you
right.
know, that's the difference there.
Mhm.
But anyway, so they did go to Hawaii to look for jobs because I believe that Matt lied to Pam about his job situation, his standing at work, financial situations, in order to not get her mad because he's that afraid of her but I have no sympathy. What was that thing that you posted today?
I tested negative for sympathy.
I'm super negative. Super.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. So that didn't work out. So he applied for Hawaii. He was on his LinkedIn begging
People for a
At the-
job.
at the Pearl Harbor station.
Right at the shipyard, begging for a job, wanting to know. I mean, he wrote like this, and I'm not sure that was Matt anyway. Sounded like something Pam would write. It was a whole bunch of word salad, like a big buffet where she just, put all these words together about how they hate leaving Hawaii and it's getting so hard. Can anybody help?
Mm.
And
I have experience here.
right.
there.
I'd be glad to go back.
To the paint shop. He did say that.
That's
I'd
right.
be willing to go back to the paint shop. But if you got 2 jobs ready to go,
Why
in
would you have to
Hawaii,
go
why
back?
would you do that? And if you didn't move to Hawaii because you didn't want to be the rat race, why are you both working
Right.
in the rat race?
Right, exactly. The second time, because they said that they had gotten a job in Hawaii, turned it down. That was just last year when they moved to the Swamplex, because they were going to lead a simple life, a quiet life, out of the rat race. They didn't want to be up here. That Hawaii's too expensive. Like they didn't know that. They didn't know that. Why would you continue to apply for jobs if you know that Hawaii is expensive?
Exactly. $1 million home. She said we can find a mortgage for $1 million. Pam, do you know how much $1 million mortgage is?
Right. More than what you take home. The 2 of you. That's your house payment would be more than that.
Even with his Jersey salary. That was the
Yes.
messed up part about Hawaii. See, they treat Hawaii different. See, this is where you fucked up. You lied to people, and people who were watching worked for the government. We're like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. They treat Hawaii like Guam. So you get a COLA, but you're actually, it ends up being paid less than what it is here. You still make more money here in New Jersey than you do in Hawaii. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's why we don't live in Hawaii.
Well, besides the fact that I don't live in Hawaii and I would kill both of you.
Well, you would
If we
live,
lived
you
in
would just
Hawaii.
come with us.
My hair.
I have a sister in Hawaii, so it would be fun. But and she actually does live there, and she doesn't pretend to be Hawaiian. No, she does a little bit. She kind of makes me upset. But regardless, I digress. So the whole Hawaii thing debunked. Okay, the whole I got a job at Boeing.
Totally debunked. So in his LinkedIn, Matt was, asking for help to get to Boeing. He would see that somebody posted from Boeing and he would go to them and ask, hey, I applied for this job 2 months ago or whatever. He said he had a number of interviews that he never heard back, or he's applied, yada, yada, didn't get him for whatever reason. Probably because he doesn't have an MBA. Probably because didn't have experience at purchasing, being a buyer. except maybe for some small programs. And Boeing is a huge program,
Billions.
billions of dollars. You're handling billions of dollars of money.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt doesn't have that kind of experience. So he didn't get the jobs. But he was chatting up all these people on LinkedIn to get one of those jobs.
He wanted a management position
That's right.
that was fully remote.
Fully remote. Had
How-
never worked for Boeing in his life.
How do you not die of embarrassment for yourself
Yes.
asking that of a manager in Boeing?
Right. How many days? He actually asked, how many days are we going to be having to come in? And she said 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And he says, gosh, it's just not going to work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, gee, they're certainly crying over at Boeing about that. I'm terrible at that.
So sidebar, Guava said, I believe the reports that he broke down in the parking lot crying. He must have lost his mind. Yes, I believe it too. Not just crying, I heard he threw up.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Begging.
Begging. It was great. I wish that Pam put Nest cameras there.
Which has Nest cameras everywhere. I don't know why there wasn't one in his car.
I know. Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But if anybody has footage of that, I will pay you money.
I'll come get it.
I'll come get it.
That would be great. Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Ah, so crazy. Anyway, so Boeing debunked. Hawaii debunked. Straight across transfer.
Okay, so Pam claimed that she had told everybody, and how she says is, I've told you people. That's how she speaks to her customers. I told
She
you
also
people.
calls the customers bitches behind
Yeah,
their back.
behind their backs. Yeah.
The bitches are gonna love this. Anyway.
So I told you people that Matt was willing to come down here and take a pay cut. Now that doesn't sound like a straight across transfer to me.
Not at all.
In that same live where she talks about it was a he was willing to take less money, but thank Jesus he didn't have to.
Mm.
She mentions that he is still, first of all, she's mad that I know how much he makes. She's mad that I'm telling people how much he makes. No, I'm not. I am screenshotting what the internet says. The government website
OPM.gov, stupid. Go
tells
look.
us exactly how much Matt makes. Exactly. Why? Because he's paid by me. He's paid by you, every one of us pays his salary. We should know how much he makes.
Because that's actual transparency.
That is transparency.
And that's why the government does it, because the government sets a precedent of what typical salary should be in the regions for a particular job.
Sometimes they miss because sometimes they pay less. But
Yeah, sometimes
yeah.
you pay less. You can make way more in the private sector.
Sure.
But I digress.
So, and in that same live, when Pam says,
And then she screams, everyone's salary should be public
Right.
knowledge. That's exactly
that's
correct.
exactly right. Everybody-
Especially teachers.
Exactly. Pam, they are.
For the government,
For
they
the
are.
government and for teachers.
Yes.
You can find out what a first-year teacher makes.
That's how we found out how much you make, stupid.
How much? Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. So and so now she's all caught up in more details, more lies by misdirecting. And now we're talking about how women don't make enough. Women don't make as much as men. And she believes that everybody should know everybody's salary. Everyone should know. I'm transparent. Matt says, no, she's right. I am a 7. Pam looks at her ring, which is a definite sign. She looks away, looks down at her ring. That's a sign that she realizes she's caught.
Well, not before she looked at him like this.
Right, because she did not expect him to say that. They had not practiced this skit enough. So now she says, well, yes, your pay grade, you're 7, but it doesn't mean you get paid a 7.
It
Yes,
does.
it does.
Totally does.
It really does, Matt, and Pam. And so that's how this whole thing got started, because that made people sit up and go, wait a minute, that's right. How can he be not working and making salary a 7 salary, if he's making a 7, but getting paid a 12 salary, and he never goes into work, which is why people started screenshotting, video, sending it in to the OIG.
Right, which is what we're supposed to do
That's
as
right.
American citizens, because we are the bosses of the federal employees. So even if my husband were to do something illegal, I have to report him as a federal employee, as if he was doing something wrong as an American citizen. If we know people are trying to defraud the IRS, we report them. If you do it with your name, they will give you money, a finder's fee. So that's why I did it not anonymously. I want you to know it was me, and also because I'm taking all the snarkers on a wonderful Disney cruise if we get money.
Yes.
Anyway,
Well-
so the whole debunked about the GSS straight across transfer.
Right, there was no.
Come to find out on his LinkedIn, he said he's an intern.
Right.
And there was and when we looked into the internship program, it's a 1-year internship. He started in September 2022.
Right.
So that means he was done in September 2023. He was from September to February, he was doing,
Who the fuck knows what he was doing?
but getting paid. So when they found out around Valentine's Day, it was actually February 13th, February 15th when we found out.
Right.
He knew February 13th, then took his family out on a very expensive Valentine's Day for whatever reason. And then on the 15th, we found out.
Mhm.
It's a snarker holiday. I can't
Mhm.
wait to what we do on the year for that.
Oh, we're gonna have a big party.
It's gonna be great.
It will be.
Anyway, so,
Then they went on the tour de force.
that was after CPS was called on them.
Oh no, CPS called them when they were on the tour de force. Remember, she said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then they went on tour to court
That's right.
because
right after
they're
that.
scrambling now.
Right, they don't have a job,
No job.
no money.
JJ Ray is bleeding money. And JJ Ray has been bleeding money since a little bit after COVID
Mhm.
because she
Sweet
lived
heart.
a hand-to-mouth existence making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. How do you do that? Because you got to be stupid to do that. How do you? Anyway, that's another podcast topic.
Mhm.
I'm not going to go there yet because we have a little bit of time. I looked up the fine for time theft, and it is hefty. Yes, and it's up to 10 years imprisonment. Anything over $1,000, $1,000. If they calculate your time theft to be over $1,000, you can be put in jail for 10 years.
And that would include if you are stealing time and you get a bonus and you didn't work to earn that bonus, that's money you owe the government.
Mhm.
You owe the government for your health insurance. If they can prove you were not working and getting paid, your health insurance, any bonuses, any TSP, anything that you did that the government gave you, you gotta pay them back.
Mhm.
And
So-
you have a good attorney.
Yeah, well, and I hope that, he was able, when he decided to resign, that
Went away.
went away.
I
I
hope
really
so.
hope in your favor because,
Yeah.
For the kids' sake. Because out of the two of them, he's the better parent
Absolutely.
and it would be terrible for those kids. So I hope that was something. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. My buck stopped at the fact that he no longer works for the federal government
mine
and
too.
we don't have to
We don't care.
foot the bill for a grifting scammer.
And I don't, if I lived in Collier, if I lived in that county, I probably would be a little upset if I knew that Matt wasn't working. But we
Mhm.
don't see him during the day. So I'm assuming he's doing great at his job. He likes his little entry level job and they like him, which is great, which is what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that that his experience with the federal government humbled him in a way, and now he has nobody to. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming he doesn't have a connection as high up in where he's working now to
That he
help
did
him.
here.
Yeah, to help him cover up any grievances or other theft that he did while he was up here. So let's go back to
Let's
old
go way
time.
back. There we go. That was just, okay.
Hold on, it's thinking about stuff. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, no, it's still going. I don't know what that is, but it just kind of freezed. All right, we didn't say anything. I saw like the ring of death on there, and so now, okay, everybody good? Everybody's good. Okay, going back to overtime. Now I remember, I'll never forget where I was when I heard the news he was fired. Me too. And I went right up from bed. Holy shit, Kyle!
That's right. That's exactly right.
Anyway, overtime. Okay, so there was a time at the base where you can work overtime, and if you are a certain pay grade, you can make time and a half, which is great, right? Because usually salaried positions in the private
Don't have it,
sector,
right.
you don't get overtime. The job just needs to get done no matter what, right? So, he was going in for overtime, which Pam also admitted on one of her lives, because she was saying that he was going in for overtime. He went to the paint shop, and then he went to the GS job, and then he was working.
Because he was working, she said, an ass ton or something like that.
Yeah,
Of
working overtime.
because we needed to live.
Right.
We needed to live.
Right.
Yes.
Well, come to find out that there was a time where, first of all, you can sign up for overtime and they would have to approve it, but you could just come in on a Saturday, just come and work your thing, and then go home like a regular normal day. All of a sudden, that policy changed. All of a sudden, anybody who was working overtime, you had to kind of muster up.
Right.
And if you were in the military, you know what muster means. You have to fall in line at attention,
And they mark off who's there.
and they check you off. And then you go back to your desk and you do your work. You justify your overtime. So you had to write a list, what you did, and then tell the person who's in charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm done. I'm going home. So that wasn't the case before. So everybody at base was like, they were, were wondering, why is this different? Why are we suffering right now? Why do we have to act like, why are they treating us like fourth graders on picture day? Right? With our little juice boxes and stuff, right? Well, word around base, when people were asking this, word around base, the answer to that question was Matt Webster. Because Matt Webster was coming in to work overtime. He'd come in, clock in, go to the gym,
Dick around.
go get his haircut, go to the gym where he was hanging out with that chick, buying her supplements outside of the family car.
Right.
That's probably why he was working overtime.
Do you remember that, Pam?
Remember that story that you shared on your pregnancy, baby, and beyond? I know that's not your story.
We know whose story that is.
Anyway, so he would go do that, get his hair cut, do whatever, come back, check out, and then go home. He was stealing overtime for at least 6 months up to a year. That's the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
6 months to a year stealing overtime.
And they caught it.
And they caught him. They didn't fire him though. No, what they did is they barred him from making overtime. So nobody said, I remember there was a live where they said, when I went in that live and said, did you quit or did you get fired? What's going on with you? Where are you? Oh, he's still working. See, Matt, they said that we're drug dealers and blah, blah, blah. And he chimed in. They said that they took away my cat card. We didn't say that. I never heard that. You gave us information.
Right, that we didn't have before.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they took away your cat card, Matt. Right? But I did know the word around base was you stole overtime and you were barred from working overtime. I heard that it was 6 months. Other people said, no, it was a year.
Right.
And other things like that. I know that the overtime policy at the base is forever changed because you were an asshole and ruined it for everybody.
That's right.
If that were anyone else,
they'd be fired.
If they were, fired, or if they were tenured, they'd be systematically pushed out because fuck that dude, right?
Right. You don't have any integrity.
Mm-hmm. So, overtime to hang out with the chick. Yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Matt has a history of taking advantage of the benefits of working for the government,
Mm-hmm.
not just the government, any federal agency, the federal agency, right?
The varsity team.
The varsity team, okay? He took that opportunity and he was so entitled to a point where he never even had to interview for this job. He was so entitled to a point where he felt that he could not only steal overtime from the space here, get away with it, but then when everyone in the base who wanted to work overtime, because mind you, he was claiming that he's working overtime, the work wasn't getting done. Other people had to do it. So other people had to work overtime to work his job because he was, you know what I'm saying? So he was so entitled to do that and then be barred from working overtime, complain about it, that he wasn't able to do it, and then not understand why. That's the entitlement of this man. So I firmly believe that yes, he did move down there without going through the proper channels.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Because he felt that I can just get away with it. I'm entitled.
I can ask my brother.
I can ask whoever. Yeah. Oh, they love me there. Mind you, it worked for a while, but his mistake, his entitlement, caused him to fumble the bag. Okay? Because his entitlement allowed him to go to a place where he not only had no connections, no education, no real experience to speak of, right?
Right.
I'm sorry about the background noise. My son is probably playing video games over there because I allow my kids to play video games and interact with other children his whole life. Anyway. Yeah, fuck around and find out time. Anyway, so he was entitled to a point where he thought himself that it wasn't his connections.
It was him.
It was him, and that was Pam's same mistake.
That's exactly right. Pam did LuLaRoe and was successful at LuLaRoe because it was a fad. There were unicorns. She got good prints. She thought it was her. That's why she started JJ Ray. And it was a success at first. She thought it was her until her personality started to drive people away. And her entitlement. Same with Matt, his entitlement. So they're both now stuck in Myrtle Beach. Matt doesn't have, or in Pawleys Island. Matt doesn't have a job, and Pam doesn't have a job.
Oh, I would be freaking out, and I would be going on a financial fast. I'd be selling things.
But we went on a 5-week vacation in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. No. This was the tour de port.
Oh, the tour de port. That's right. That was after he lost his job. Then they went to Florida
for a month.
Stayed in hotels, Airbnbs, ate out.
Do we know why her mom is there so much?
Yes. Well, we don't know for sure. We have theories.
Yeah, we have theories. We think either A, we feel like there's a pattern with Rachel's appearances. Whenever we spill some major fucking tea here, she's there.
Right.
And I think it's because she wants to,
she doesn't know what Pam will do.
Yeah, she's not sure of how Pam is going to react, and she needs to be there for crowd control. I do know that Pam is manipulative with the relationship, all her relationships, but also with her mom, and she's treated her mom pretty badly.
That's right.
So I think that instead of addressing Pam's behavior, she's just there to kind of hold things together. Yeah, hold things together, right? So there's that. But the other theory is that after all of the tea that we've spilt with Carlos, that she decided that to just kind of separate from him. And I mean, I would. I don't blame her.
Previous, yeah.
Yeah,
I would have years before.
I would divorce him, but whatever. Everybody's, it's all their own thing. That's their business. But so yeah, no kidding. All right, so she cheated on LuLaRoe too. Yeah, she did. She did cheat with LuLaRoe because she was the only one, the first one to have employees, and they were upset with her.
But she didn't care.
She didn't care.
Right. Because she's entitled. She's one of the top sellers. She should be able to do whatever the hell she wants to do.
Yes. Little Truck said, is it possible she is court ordered to be there? That's what we think.
That's what we think. That Pam has to have someone there with her.
Yeah, it wasn't the CPS wasn't crying and clapping and hugging with them. It was CPS there was something else that had happened with the investigation. Or Matt confided in his mother-in-law and said, "Hey, I need help with your daughter."
She's insane.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know. So
There's something going on, a piece that we are missing now, but we won't for long. We know we'll find out. Right, Matt?
we find out everything.
Everything.
Can I tell you also after the live, we had about 5 different other people that knew you from your past that came to us with some juicy stuff.
We know about the Fincher mind. We know about the diet doctor from firsthand experience. So you probably need to go back, maybe delete, although you can't anymore because you're not in that group, but delete some of those posts where you talk about how it's your natural, your hard work that helped you get rid of all that
weight.
No, it
When
wasn't.
There were eyewitnesses that saw you take it twice a day.
That's right.
You don't act like you're on meth without taking some sort of meth.
That's right. And laying and at night not able to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Up at 4 a.m. Right. I mean, the first live when we did our live earlier in the week, I had a hard time going to sleep too. And it's not because of anything except for I drank a Red Bull.
I didn't drink.
So I mean, but you know what I'm saying. We had coffee.
Oh, that's true. I did.
Because we were. Remember, I said we were trying to rally because we were so tired. But imagine being on fen-phen.
Right, and at night she took in the morning and at night, twice a day. That's 24 hours of diet drug. And those were not amino acids or whatever the hell she said they were. They were what we think they were.
Yes, they were. Yeah, she did definitely take that. So this whole, I did it on my own fruition and discipline. And
my fitness pal.
I changed my relationship with food.
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
We all saw that you didn't when you were doing, the Tour de Port, aka Food Truck Festival.
That's right.
Dude,
That's
you're
right.
Man. And being on those, I don't even want to bring up the toilet story with the cleaning lady. That's a more evidence of how nasty these people are. And you can probably deduce what I'm trying to say. It's gross. Anyway, so what else?
Well, we said it was going to be short.
Yeah, it is going to be short.
But we just wanted to come on and talk about why Matt would think that we would think and believe that he would give up all of that for what he's living right now. Because even if he had just kept his job as a 12, if he had flown up here on Spirit Airlines,
$88,
$88, come up here, worked at the base a couple of days a week, they could be making 6 figures living in that house in Myrtle Beach. Been fine.
Or they could have just stayed at their house at Dorothy.
They could have, but something happened here where Pam didn't want to stay here. I believe partly she didn't want to have to go to the warehouse. She didn't want to have to be responsible for that, so she could blame other people for why the warehouse was messy, why inventory wasn't tagged right, why, any myriad of excuses, why things weren't going, shipping wasn't done. Pam could say, it's not my fault. I'm down here in South Carolina. These girls aren't doing what I've asked them to do. They're not thinking like me to do
and they
what
should be.
They should be. I shouldn't have to be in there. And something that I read that Pam had said was, I don't have to, some billionaires or other business owners aren't at their business all the time.
Oh, they said, spill it, we don't mind the toilet tea. Dude, it's so
gross that, it basically makes the other day tea about being, wearing leggings and not smelling right.
Do you want me to tell it?
Because I certainly won't.
Okay. So there was Pam had cleaners and they went into her house and one of the bathrooms was clogged, right? And she had told them that it was clogged, right? So they went in to go clean and address the toilet situation. Not only was the toilet clogged, but they continued to use it.
While it was closed.
While it was clogged, not try to clean it or anything. By the time the cleaners got there, it was piled in the toilet where they had to go get bags to scoop it out and clean it before they can even plunge it and then clean the toilet. You're welcome. You wanted to know.
Have a good night's sleep.
Don't look at brownie batter the same
Oh, God.
way. They are so gross. Which house was that? I don't know.
It must have been,
It was between, I think it was here for sure.
yeah, it was here. I think it was the one on Dorothy.
I think it was
Must have been.
Dorothy.
Mhm.
Just the timing of everything of when she
Mhm.
was telling me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
You're gross. Dude, you're gross. I
Well,
know.
for somebody that's OCD
And a germaphobe?
and a germaphobe, that's kind of, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No. You know? So, yeah. Who lives like that? I don't know. I know who cleaned her house in Beach Haven was. Yeah, I know. What? Oh, listen. When they were between cleaners, my neighbor was her cleaner.
Oh,
and she
that's
tried to
right.
pay them in leggings.
I remember that.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm. She is.
Oh, she's somewhere being crazy. She's a crazy lady too, but she's being crazy up in Nantucket.
I remember that story.
It's just so crazy. So, you know, this whole lie, you know, and this before this Reddit group existed, they were able to continually, because we know now that they've been financially failing
For years.
Okay, I've seen so many text messages of people asking them when they're going to get paid. There's going to be tea coming out tomorrow about something along those lines, saying that they would say to the angels that they couldn't pay them, but then go ahead and go on these extravagant vacations, etc., etc. All this other stuff. So the whole ruse of paying a livable wage and benefits and all that other stuff was bullshit. So these women were working as slaves in order to promote a certain lifestyle for these terrible, terrible people. Being paid under the table in cash through PayPal with no benefits. No breaks in some cases, and being on their feet for extended periods of time where it affected their tendons in their feet. I mean, all of these OSHAs, and that's why I keep saying, angels, your statute of limitations is 3 or 4 years. Check with the Department of Labor, because the things that you're sending me as proof, that is proof. It's proof
that you were mistreated
Yeah.
as an employee.
Get them. Drag her. Drag her. Anyway, I hate that bitch.
I know. If you would really just come out with your emotions and tell
If
me
I
how
just
you
told
actually
the truth,
feel, I would get it. But
I'm not
struggling
feeling
here.
seen right now.
I'm not feeling heard.
Nobody's paying attention to me.
Pay attention to me.
You know, so anyway, this whole thing about how, they're just stopping one thing because it's better over here, it was always bullshit. They are running, they've been running since they left New Jersey. They've been running. Running. They've been able to kind of band-aid and mask the dam, but eventually those bandages fall right off. And now, if you made the right choices and decisions that helped you, keep this up and up life that you keep trying to say and lie about that you have, you wouldn't be holed up in a toilet house in Orange Tree, Florida, living in a house that your LLC bought and trying to hide that, not where you work, the fact that you work.
Right.
Think about that. These are the things that you say. These are the lies that you tell. We're just here figuring out that you're lying, and that's what you don't like. But also, figuring out the truth isn't illegal. It's not even a civil matter. And again, I will say, I will end this with a disclaimer for you, Pam, that if you want to go ahead and do it, fine, go ahead. Let your lawyer call mine, and I'll request all of the proof that we need
Discovery.
to show that what we're saying is defamatory, that to prove that we're lying. So that means you need to disclose your financial statements, the fact that you paid your mortgage and for the dream house, all that fun stuff my lawyer will request. It's called discovery,
Right.
and it'll be lit.
And it will be public information. Because
And-
we will not
oh,
sign
yeah.
an NDA.
And best believe it'll be on the Reddit.
We love to share.
Sharing is caring.
It truly is.
So, you know, if you want to, we can go, you want to start shit, there can be shit. Or you can just go through my DMs in Reddit and call me fat, ugly, and accuse me of sexually harassing you because they said you have small dick energy.
Mhm.
Whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. Either way, I know that I'm living great and I'm having a great time over here. It's been fun.
Mhm.
This has been fun.
It's been a fun week.
It's been a
It's
great
been a great week.
Oh my God. And tomorrow there's going to be more tea.
Mhm.
It's going to be great. Yeah, we will all be there for discovery, right? Yeah, we'll all be there. The courthouse will be full.
Be lit.
So lit. We'll probably go live from the courthouse. You don't scare us.
That's right. HBO will be doing the documentary on it. It'll be
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
We can say whatever we want.
I mean, you know, there's a certain type of person that has to do this kind of boutique stuff and lie on the internet for clout and attention. Like people like Ruby Frank, Fundy, Barefoot Monkey, she is in a bad way.
Fucked around, found out.
Dude, Sarah Gibbons is even doing better than you. That says a lot.
And Sarah Gibbons is insane. So yes, yeah. Poor Sarah. She's got
Poor
something
Sarah.
going on there.
Poor Pam, because Sarah is still in business.
That's right. And I cannot tell you how many people, how many boutiques are waiting for Pam Webster
To
to
fail.
fail,
Mm-hmm.
which is the saddest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would hate to be living my life and know that there are actual people out there rooting. Besides Pam and Matt, I'm sure Pam's already said she wants to ruin my family.
Oh yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
DM where she sent you that she felt bad for your grandkids.
Right, yeah, because they're so mistreated.
I
But
heard him laughing and having fun. Yeah,
Right.
super sad
it's
kids.
super sad. It's really bad. But I mean, that right there, Pam, should show you have done people wrong.
In terrible ways.
And this is karma. Every time we do a live, karma.
Mhm.
Every time somebody posts in that group, karma.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's so funny because someone came into my DMs I wasn't expecting today, and it's so funny because I told them, as a yogi, I had a very hard time reconciling my feelings towards the Websters, and my participation in the Reddit, right? And there's something in yoga where we call loka samastasa kuno bhavantu, which means everything that you do needs to promote peace towards other people. And if those people aren't doing things towards peace, it needs to be rectified, right? Which is an instance of karma. So the way that I see it is this bitch and her husband had caused so much pain, not just petty pain, actual life altering pain to people, and she did not care. And sometimes karma comes in the form of a trapper keeper and a USN mom. And that's that. So with that, we will bid adieu.
Say good night. I will be flying tomorrow, so I'll be sure and post my ring tomorrow. And I'm going home. Trapper will be staying here, and I'll be back in another month or so.
And we will plan the fall excursion. I'm thinking like a pumpkin patch.
But that would be fun.
Or Lorita Winery. So if you guys are here, aw, we love you too. You guys are sweet. So anyway, if you guys are local to this part of New Jersey, there's a winery here called Loretta. There's other wineries here. We can kind of, I'll pick a place and, you know, kind of throw out some ideas out there. And then we'll pick a place and we'll just pick a date and we'll make it happen. And we'll just put it right on the Reddit because why DM? It doesn't even matter anymore because she's not going to show up.
If she does, it would be amazing and great.
I would love it.
And we'll do one in South Carolina during the holidays.
Yeah, because I'll be down there
It
during
should
the
be good.
holidays.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll do one then, and then we'll just go from there. I mean, you can stay as quiet as you want to, Pam. Obviously, we still keep trucking along because you have done so much shit in the past 8 years alone, and then it leads us to all the shit that you've done prior to that. We have so much to talk about.
You do. You really do.
And I hope that settles well with you. You're gonna hate the fact that you ever said that, because I'm gonna have that on repeat. I'm gonna make remix of it.
That would be
Remixes is always settles well with you.
Girl, what time is it? Could you
And
go
I
to
didn't
bed?
even drink.
9:15.
That
I know.
was a fruit smoothie.
Yeah, well, you need to be in bed. You
I'm
need to be
tired.
asleep. Yeah.
I am. You can hear it in my throat.
Mhm.
Anyway, middle like DC area sounds good. That would be nice for spring.
That would be nice.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes. I mean, we're here now.
Mhm. And you guys, can, if you hear anything, I know you guys are really good. This is the best Reddit group ever. You people can find anything. I told Trapper today, I'll bet these girls could find who killed Jimmy Hoffa and where he is. I'll
Right.
bet, man, because you could.
It's so amazing. It's
It
so
really
funny.
is. Holy cow! I am in awe.
I'm so good. We just report the news.
That's right. You guys are.
You guys do the work.
That's right.
and
And
this-
Websters are making the news. You're
finding it.
and we're reporting it. It's great.
It is, and that's why we're all a team here. We're just, we may be the faces, but you guys are what makes this group amazing, and we can't stress that enough.
That's
Is
right.
this is you guys,
We love it. It's
and we
great.
are part of you guys, but for real, like,
Mhm.
let's keep this going.
Let's keep going.
Anyway, good night, y'all. Y'all, ew!
Don't say that.
Good night. There's a spider up there, and I'm not gonna freak out like Pam, but I hope it just kind of eats the fruit now. Anyway, good night.
Good night.
We love
See you guys.
you.
Love you. Talk
Have
to
a
you
great
guys throughout the day.
weekend.